Hello there everyone, this is Seb and welcome to another vlogs thingy. For today I've got about two topics. In a moment I want to talk quickly about this whole thing that's been swooping over YouTube. Where's the fair use? But first of all, I want to talk a bit about what we've talked about last week, and just in general want to thank every one of you guys so much for the awesome support you've shown me. It's really always surprising to me how cool you guys are in general, because I really count myself lucky seeing all the comments that keep on coming in, and just the positive attitude towards this channel is really amazing, and it makes it totally worth to work on it. So that's my intention. I really want to put more work into this thing and just make it a serious effort to make it work again and just have an awesome channel. So I am going to do that. I am going to put the work into it. Starting with is these vlog thingies. I think it will be a nice start, especially since I don't have the card to record gameplay footage yet, to at least do my best to have each Tuesday a vlog thingy and just talk about some things that come up for the channel, in my personal life, or just whatever I feel like talking about. And if you have any suggestions for topics to talk about, leave them down in the comments below on this one or any future vlog thingies. Anyway, there's gonna be some other things. As I said, like the card is still underway. I will need to wait for that for some actual gameplay footage. Perhaps there's gonna be some Steam things that I can do already. I am first of all aiming for about one review per month, and if that goes well then I will cut it down to maybe once every 3 weeks, and maybe even once every 2 weeks. We'll have to see though, because my reviews tend to be fairly in-depth, and especially if I also want to do some other side videos, it might be a bit too much to have them 2 or 1 every 2 weeks. So, first aim is 1 every month, and that will be a good basis to see what else. Some other things I want to bring to the channel is I want to do shoutouts again. You remember those from back in the day? I just want to highlight smaller channels primarily, but maybe also some bigger ones that are, still below 10,000 or something. But anyway, just give more channels an opportunity to get some recognition, and just to share awesome channels around with people again, because I've been missing those videos lately, honestly, and I noticed myself, like, I haven't found that many great channels anymore, because YouTube algorithm is really not suited well anymore to find those lesser known channels. It's very hard to get noticed. So in that regard, I think the gaming community should stand up for each other again, once more, and just do more shoutout videos, and I'm gonna do those again as well. And there's some other things. Let's Plays I'm going to wait for until all the other stuff is clearly on the way to, it's like the last thing I really want to focus on, because that kind of derailed my channel to begin with, so I don't want to have that happen again. And just focus a bit more on the more creative videos. There's one exception to that, and that's the whole voice acting project I was talking about. I will have a video up soon talking about more about that in depth. But that is kind of Let's Play related, so there's that. Although it's more like a walkthrough actually, with voices. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, that's basically it, I guess, for how the channel is going. I'm not gonna tell you everything that I'm planning on. That would be just telling. I'm also, of course, planning on a Patreon campaign, and seeing how positive everyone was towards something like that as a possibility. And I'm taking all of your inputs with that, and just really think about how I want to organize that and set that up exactly. And because my main focus is, like, I want to actually generate some income, but I don't want to completely focus on that, obviously. And I just want to know that I appreciate the actual viewing of my videos and just interacting a bit more still, because that is really what builds a channel, in my opinion. People can pour money in it, but you know, if there's no viewers who enjoy the content, then what's the point? So, you know, that should still be the most important thing, and I would like to keep it that way, and just have that as a side thing with maybe a few perks, but nothing that will really make a giant gap in between the two groups. So I really need to plan on that, so yeah, that's gonna be a bit interesting. And of course there's also the whole award system I had cooked up with the Let's Plays, and I do want to keep that in place as well, and probably extend that maybe to a monthly thing. I'm not sure yet, because they are a lot of work to create each time. But yeah, that was just an idea to really showcase the people who are most active on my channel and just give them some awards, because there will be some awards in that regard, but I'm not giving everything away, so but yeah, that's just gonna keep in place, of course, as well, just to show my appreciation. Like, you can collect AP, which is appreciation points for me. I don't know, I'm not that creative, sorry. So anyway, other topic for this video I wanted to kind of delve into was the whole where's the fair use? Because that's really been rolling ever since Doug Walker, the nostalgia critic, made a video about it. Because yeah, YouTube, it's a bit of battlefield, isn't it? There's a lot of copyright claims and strikes flying about, and people are getting sick and tired of that. And I must say that I count myself very lucky, because I had very little to do with them so far, knock on wood. But yeah, a few things I'm noticing in the community is that people get very unpleased with YouTube and the bigger corporations. One thing I think we have to keep in mind is that YouTube is a service, and we make use of this service, and we sign up for their rules. Like, everyone is up in arms about, oh, but my fair use, it's not really honored. And yeah, that's true, but you know, YouTube is not the law. YouTube has its own set of rules, and if you look at it from YouTube's standpoint, it would be very, very costly if they would go and allow everyone to just, no, it's fair use, and just have a go at that. That would just be immensely costly for them, because those big corporations, yeah, they are greedy bastards, and it's just something that has to do with the changes. And the bigger an entity is, the slower it can react to change, and this is very much true for corporations as well. And like this internet thing that's creeping up now, it's not something they enjoy, because it interferes with their business strategy that they have in place for so long now, and they will need to adjust, but that's gonna take some time. And YouTube, yeah, it is making some strides to help our cause, I think. You've got this very select group now where they have said, you know, we're going to fight these fair use policy claims for these guys, and we are going to bring that to court. And what I hope will happen is that through those court sessions, that YouTube gets some experience and can better define rules to help everyone in the community. Because even the bigger channels, like for example the Nostalgia Critic, they are not safe. Everyone is bound by these bots that crawl around and find these copyright matches, and yeah, that's annoying. It's something we all have to deal with. However, again, can you really blame YouTube? It's just, they are out for themselves first and foremost, and that's how it should be. Of course, it would be nice to say, yo, they should really be out there for us, but no, they're a company. They want to make money as well, and you know, if they would protect everyone at the same time, it would just be too costly, and they would not be doing good businesses. Another thing is that every time that we shout out for change, it is always good to look at what we can do ourselves. And opening up the discussion like this is a very good way. It tells YouTube what we think about it, it tells the big corporations what we think about it. Will they listen? Probably not, but at least we can learn from each other. And what would be nice is that just someone says, you know what, screw this. I've had it with these claims on here, I'm gonna start up my own thing. But you know what? That doesn't happen either. Why? Because we are all on YouTube, and YouTube is 1, where the views are, and 2, where the money is, even for us. So we stick around as well. It's kind of like, if we want to change, we need to look at ways to change ourselves as well. And not just point fingers to the other guys. But yeah, opening up the discussion and just coming up onto ways to make a change for everyone and just come together, that is a good start, I think. So, in that regard, we are on the right way. But don't fall into the trap of just pointing fingers and, oh, they need to change because I am having a bad time. No, that doesn't solve anything. Nothing at all. A few people are protected, like as I said, the smaller group, and some networks apparently still have some communication with YouTube, which can get some of their higher ups, like the bigger channels in their network, protected. But for the most part, it's a disaster, and we have to deal with a lot of claims and even strikes. People say that we need to come up with a way to battle false claims. I think that's gonna be very, very hard. And why that is because, well, remember, most of it is bots. And bots, you can't really say no and blame someone for the programming of a bot. Yeah, of course you could do that, but that'd be very, very tough. What I would like to see measures taken up against is fraudulent claimants. What I mean by that is that people can just say, I am a company and I own that, even though they have no right to that content whatsoever. And that, I think, if they are it's kind of a identity fraudulent thing actually. And that thing, I think, should really be taken care of, and that just doesn't fly. The one copy strike I had gotten was from someone who claimed to be Warner Brothers, for example, but was clearly not Warner Brothers. It got me into trouble because, I get a copyright strike, and it's just not nice, and it's just trolling, and yeah, there is no penalty for that, and that should be taken care of. But the system generally flagging something from you as copyrighted, like I got a copyright from MGM for a piece of music, and I have no clue if they have that, but probably they do. But yeah, fine, okay, it's from MGM, okay, I can file a counter to that, and it got resolved, no problem. What is a problem, however, is that you can only do this so many times, and if it fails, you can no longer do that, which is bullshit. You should always be able to do that. That should really change. And another thing is that if like a bot sees something from a company, then it claims it, and the monetization goes to that claimant, and that should change as well. Like it's okay that they find the copyright match, it's fine, no problem with that. It's fine that you don't get the monetization at that point, but it should go to a pot, like a pot that just stays there, and as soon as the claiming thing is resolved, the pot goes to whoever won the dispute. Those two things should change, not the way the system is finding these copyright ideas, because that's just basic thing, and I'm totally fine with that. Because also remember, we talk about fair use. Copyright in general, copyright laws, they were never meant for the digital age, and they are just very old-fashioned and they don't work so well at this age. And this fair use thing, it is a huge gray area which we are talking about here. Sure, when you talk about showing 5 seconds of movie and talking for critique purposes, dissecting these 5 seconds, yeah, it's hard to argue that's fair use. But for example, where does a Let's Play fall in? It's much harder, especially when it's a Let's Play where the cutscenes are played out without talking. Or how about reaction videos where we take a video from another channel and just add our own commentary over it? Fair use doesn't seem so fair anymore, does it? Still, it kinda still technically falls under it maybe. Otherwise, Mystery Theater would be also in a lot of trouble. So yeah, there's a lot of gray areas in what is liked and what is disliked, and what is allowed and what is not allowed. And it's just a very vague area, so I can imagine why YouTube is treading rather carefully and is just dipping their toes in the water slowly to see what is possible and what they can do and what they can actually fight. And I do hope that through those core sessions they will come up with better policies. Or if in the meantime someone just says, you know, screw YouTube, I'm coming up with a better alternative where everyone can just guarantee make use of fair use, that would be awesome. YouTube has definitely changed over the time. I would say just talk to YouTube, but you know, that's not possible anymore, is it? I remember back in 2009, I actually got called by YouTube themselves. It was a Dutch guy from Ireland, he called from YouTube to ask if I wanted to go into the partner program. I think it was one of the first gaming channels that actually went in that. It was pretty amazing. You know, you could actually call YouTube back then and just have support. And the way you would monetize was way different as well. And perhaps it was better. Because it was kind of reverse. Like, you first had to tell with every video, which was kind of annoying, but I had like these standard things I just copied in. But you had to tell YouTube with every video why you had the right to do that. Just so you could tell on every video why you had the fair use right and what you did exactly. Which kind of makes sense as well. But we went to an automated system, and yeah, then we came into contact with the dreaded bots. But yeah, what are your ideas on this whole thing that's going on? And yeah, how do you deal with it? For me, I'm just like taking everything that's coming on my path and just seeing what I can do with it, and first and foremost what I can do with it, and don't blame it on the others right away. So yeah, dispute it, fine. As I said, with the MGM claim, I just disputed it and I won, no problem. And the video was still unlisted. Like, you can use the bot like this, you know. You upload a video, you set it to unlisted, and if the bot will catch it, it will catch it right away. That's a quick tip there. So you can first dispute it, and then once you have won, you can just publish the video. Of course, this is annoying, but hey, it works that way, I guess. It's a workaround. Anyway, looking forward to your opinions down below. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care. Bye bye for now.